let's now starting exploring some conditional directive in blade template. So for this purpose I add some parameter here. I added some data. Is admin here true and here false, and has comment if the post has comment. Here true, but here is not defined. So let's show some content. So to show some conditional rendering here, we use this if directive. Okay, here the if directive, we have the @if here, the sign of directive, and enclosing here with @end if, and between those two parentheses we will put some condition. So here let's put a condition that really on this is admin. Okay, so if at post is admin equal to true. Okay, we post that this content is written by strong. Okay, is written by admin. Okay, so let's show here. Here it is not shown because is admin is false, but for the first one is true. Let's check the first post. Okay, as you can see here, it is shown. This post is written by admin. So we have another alternative. If you want to show, for example, the else. Okay, the else, the same thing. Just read else here. Okay, this one, if the first if is no, that's okay. B 2 point if else. Okay, here else and if, so the first condition we'll put here. Okay, let's remove this one. And if the post written is admin is true, so show me this post is written by admin. Otherwise is this post is not written by admin. Okay, let's see here. Okay, this post is written by admin. If we have, so this post is not written by admin. Okay, so let's discover now another alternative of a condition. We have the unless. So let's write unless. So here the unless is the opposite side of the if condition. The if condition check if this condition is true here, but the unless is the opposite. This one must be false to get executed. So here we test with the post admin. Okay. Okay, here this is not written by admin because it's falsy. Okay, you see 2 times, written 2 times. The first one for this one, let's add some BR. This post is not written by admin. This post is not written. This one, the first one here. This one, the second one. Okay. As you can see here, because this one is false here, is falsy. Okay. So let's explore another. We have another directive called isSet. Check if the variable is set by PHP. Let's try it. isSet. Okay, let's check for example. Let's check for example here. In general, isSet is checking if a variable, certain variable or a key index is defined or not. So let's check let's check isSet. For example here for the has comment variable, when is set, just type in $post. This comment have comments. This post have comments. Okay. Let's test now. Okay, here for the first one is for the second one is not defined, so nothing to show. If for the first one here this post have a comment. Okay, so let's check now another directive called empty, written this. The empty directive will check for 0 or for a falsy variable, or for empty arrays. So we will add a number of comment, number num comment, num comments. Okay, number of comments, and add this num comment to the array here. Let's assume that the number of comments here, any number more than 0. Let's try it 3. Okay. And for this one, let's try 0 to test, just for testing purposes here. So okay, if empty, just say here we have if empty, just say strong this comment does not have a comments. Let's try inside the p. Okay, so the second post already have 0, so we get this comment does not have a comments because we have 0. If the first one not shown this condition, as you can see, this empty is the empty is checking for a falsy variable. Check for falsy variable. Falsy variable. Okay, or for 0, or also for empty array. Here for the isSet is checking for a variable get defined or not. Okay, so we saw today how to write a conditional rendering in our Blade template. If you want more information about a directive template, just here we saw the if, but there is many of them. For the authentication here, if you guessed here, just if user is not authenticated, here the user is authenticated,